How do you do, kind folks? Slam and
Howdy ho!
back together again.
We're back again.
And this week, we're kind of doing a little shorter sesh this time around. I don't know what we're going to call it, but we'll call it something. I'll figure it out later on. But we'll be calling this.
Yeah.
But we're getting this one short because we're actually getting ready for SFGE. Southern Fried Gaming Expo 2022 coming at you, and hopefully we'll have some stuff on the main channel. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Cross your fingers and your toes about that and a few other SFGs from the past. Sorry.
Yes.
School, life, whatever. Those are on the backlog, but they will be coming out soon. But anyway.
Correct.
Well, because of our short time frame, we decided to go with something a little bit more shorter to an extent. We're going to be talking about what?
I said yes. What are we discussing? Something about a blue bird.
Oh yes, the Twitter bird, if you will, the tweets, if you will, the tweets. Yes. Twitter, everybody. Twitter. It's been in the news recently, for better, but mostly for worse. And it's been in the news in the past for mostly for worse. But we're going to be talking about Twitter today, I guess.
Yes.
Whatever. So, just on the offhand chance, I haven't used Twitter all that much, but we have had experiences with Twitter. You've had it far less than I have, even though your account's been there more than I've had it.
Yeah.
But we'll just get into that later. So, what exactly is Twitter? Son, do you want to take the reins there?
I'll try.
What is Skitz's like foray into this, and then we'll get into the real foray into this because I've actually done the research.
All right. Widely known social media outlet. Kind of, from what I recall, came out maybe a little bit after Facebook did. Before Instagram. And it is a slightly different format where you're kind of always shouting out to someone, or it's kind of like you're to me it seemed like it's more of like a bulletin thing where you're posting publicly a bulletin about something, like how you feel about it. Or the big thing is retweeting, where you're like, this is something and I feel this feeling about it. Retweet that. Check this out. Have some famous users, and I'm sure we'll get to that soon. And that's kind of my take on it. I have an account and have used it like 5 times.
Lucky
and that's it.
You're so nice. We'll get into it. But anyway, so Twitter was actually founded in 2006, like maybe a year after Facebook. I don't even know Facebook.
I did have that right. Yeah, it's somewhere around there.
I don't even know when Facebook existed. I think it popped on to the scene in like 2004, 2005, something like that. I don't even know. And I've seen The Social Network, which is a great movie.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't seen it in a while, and I forgot when Facebook came to being. So there's that. Anyway, though, so Twitter popped onto the scene in 2006, and so basically what it is it's like a people call it a cesspool, but it was founded on just having direct involvement with celebrities, basically. So anyone that you wanted to, it was kind of like it was founded by Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams, and there was a couple of like companies that originated with it. Ordio, Obvious Corporation, then the Twitter Inc., which lasted until 2023, and then X Corp took it over, which was founded by Elon Musk, and we'll be talking.
I was going to say.
Yeah, yep. We'll talk about that. And but yeah, so there's a lot of it's a lot of what is it? Heavy computer talk. So the name Twitter actually comes from TWTTR. It was a project code name from New York University, where they like it came from the podcasting company Ordio.
That's funny.
And yeah, I'm not going to get into all the details and all that because we'll be here forever. But basically, what it is you take something like it's not supposed to. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like Facebook.
Yeah.
You can write a novel if you want to, right?
Twitter. That's a good point.
Facebook, you can write literally a novel. You can write anything you want, however long you want. Twitter is very short.
Was it like 128 characters or less or something like that?
Back in the day, it was only like, it was like 100 or something, like very short.
Yeah.
And then they expanded it to like 120.
Oh, they did.
50, yeah.
I did not know that. Oh.
And includes space. It includes spaces. Don't.
Well, yeah, that is a character. So
does not include links though. So
that's funny.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So
everything's a link. Ultimate Twitter post.
Yeah, so it kind of popped on the scene because you can give out short statements of what you're thinking about, basically. You don't have to just, go onto Facebook, because back in the day, Facebook was only online, like on the computer, right? And this was, let's see, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if you know this or not, but Twitter was actually launched, I believe, as an app first.
I am not sure. That's possible. I couldn't tell you.
Because it's native clients on iOS, iPad, iOS, Android, Windows, Mac OS. So, I don't know. But it was easier to use. Apparently, it was easier to use Twitter on the app back in 2006 than it was.
That makes sense.
Than it was to, use Facebook, because, smartphones weren't really on the scene quite yet.
I think the iPhone 1 was out.
Maybe.
And that kind of makes sense.
But Twitter came along, when Twitter, the idea of Twitter came out when, BlackBerry was the biggest phone. And it was like, what can we use to, do all that type of stuff? So it solved that problem. It also solved another problem, which is that, in the U.S., we have, a carrier, right? And then you go to Canada, you got to have another carrier or something, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a self-service provider. Yeah,
so it's kind of like you go to. So if you're in the US, you're fine. Like you have the phone, you buy the phone at, in the US, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you go
Yeah.
to another country like Canada, Mexico, whatever, then more fees will apply because you're in a different country. Service charges skyrocket, right?
Yeah.
So imagine what's going on in Europe, right? Europe,
Right.
if you go out, I've learned this from a couple of people at college back in the day, like maybe
Oh wow.
two
Yeah.
years ago. One guy was from Germany.
Uh-oh.
I was in a project with him.
Okay.
And apparently every country in Europe, no matter how small, has its own phone carrier. So whenever you're outside of that country, it, charges are gonna apply, right?
Yeah.
Like if you text or call people if you call a person, if you live in France and you call a person in Germany, then charges are going to apply, right? So there needs to be an app that helps with the connection, right? Twitter solved
I see
that.
what you're saying. It solved that problem. Okay.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's another big app that came out that's kind of,
exists
and kind of breached the
about it.
barrier. It breached the barrier a lot more. Like I know a lot more. Like the guy from Germany uses WhatsApp a lot more than Twitter, right? So.
Yes. Yeah, overseas, I think WhatsApp is a little bit more popular.
Yeah, and that's from Facebook too. So I think this happened before, either before Facebook took it over or before WhatsApp existed. I'm not totally sure, but yeah. So Twitter was trying to solve a lot of problems, and for the most part, it did. And also, once it started gaining popularity and all that, it became the social media app to kind of talk to your favorite celebrity, basically. You can direct message any celebrity more often than not, especially back in the day. They would see it and they would reply to it more often than not. Like if you did that on Instagram, there's little to no chance. But if you did that on Twitter, they would more than likely they would do that. Like Elon Musk, let's use him, right? Before he bought Twitter, he would reply to people on Twitter all the time. Gordon Ramsay replies to everyone on Twitter.
God.
And it's
awesome.
some of the greatest things, right? Like a lot of people would just like cook a meal, take a picture, and then post it on Twitter, and then ask Gordon Ramsay, how does this look? It is beef Wellington or something like that. And he was like, looks good.
Truck it raw.
No, he actually would compliment a lot. And then people just started sending him a lot of like actual garbage. And he was like, this is garbage.
This is raw.
Yeah. Then he started saying this is raw and started being kind of mean. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's the good side of Twitter. The bad side of Twitter is that there's a lot of spam. There's a lot of fake accounts. There's a lot of predatory type of stuff going on in the app a lot.
Yep. I mean, it's not isolated to Twitter with that whole phenomenon, but yes, Twitter is by all means no exception to that.
No.
Whole conundrum.
Let's be honest here. It's not at all like it's not at all just like stops at Twitter. Like every social media app ever created has something bad in it. We should stop that, of course. But Twitter's not the only one. But Twitter is a big one that kind of does that type of stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah, for sure.
And yeah. So let's see what else. You can also, draw pictures on it. Like draw
Mm.
pictures, post a picture on it. There's a lot of artistic Twitter stuff. That's kind of why
It's an appeal
kind of
for
Tumblr kind of died because of Twitter. Even though Tumblr's still around, it's not as big as Twitter
That's true.
is.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Twitter's gone through phases, right? Like it expanded the work, like character count. I mean, a lot of the hashtag became popular because of Twitter.
Yep. Yes, that's true.
A lot of short form words became popular because of Twitter, because of the shortened, character, whatever. What else? There was one more thing. But yeah, they went through a bunch of different stuff. Like they expanded the character. Oh wait, I remember now. So there's also a company called TwitLonger that you can that is literally just like a Word document that you can attach to your tweets if you want to expand what you want to say. And there's been a lot of YouTuber apologies on TwitLonger. Let's be blunt here.
I see.
That's how I know about it, because a lot of people have done that. Anyway, though.
Makes sense.
But yeah. It is in 2013, it was one of the 10 most visited websites and has been described as the SMS of the internet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty big. Now,
and it is.
Let's talk about that's basically the history shortened of Twitter. Let's talk about our experiences with Twitter. Now, I'm not a huge tweeter, I guess, like a Twitter person.
Yeah.
I've dabbled a little, not exuberantly, because not a lot of people that I know are on Twitter.
Yeah, same. Well, actually,
I mean,
false.
some people
don't use it.
Yeah, some people are. They just don't use it because Twitter's very opinionated too. Like anyone can go on to a tweet like saying, "Oh, today's gonna be a great day," post, and anyone who sees that can be like, "Oh no, it's gonna suck. Oh no, the day is terrible. You're terrible. You should die." That type of thing. And
you should die.
Yeah, it's not.
Golly gee.
Yeah, it's not a great place. Like, there's a lot of
negativity
on Twitter, especially. We're just gonna just zoom right over this Cabbage Patch here, especially with politics and certain political stuff.
If
happening.
you know. The certain someone used some sort of bluebird platform, and
2015,
it's pretty notorious. Yes, let's just say it was huge with a capital Y.
Yeah. 2015, 2016, something happened. We're not going to say his name or anyone else's names, but yeah, it kind of happened around there that it kind of went even farther downhill. Twitter was bad before, but it got worse since that whole span of a couple years. But anyway, so yeah, Confifi. That's all I have to say on that. Confifi.
Confifi.
But anyway, yeah, I post some things. I don't really. Whenever I'm on Twitter, or used to be on Twitter, I would always retweet stuff that I found. There was a while, like maybe like a month, where I was just scrolling through my entire feed.
Yeah.
which we can't do anymore. We'll get into that, but scroll through my entire feed and just retweeted everything I saw that I found interesting.
Oh.
Like throughout the day. Like every day for a month. And I got kind of sick after doing that because even the people I followed, and again, no names, no one I know like directly, right? But some of the celebrities I followed, a couple of the celebrities I followed, they just kept on talking about stuff that I was not interested in, like politics, when they were not political. They are an actor, and I don't follow them for the politics. I follow them. I follow them for the acting and what they have to say and all that type of stuff. But apparently, a lot what they had to say was about politics, so I kind of unfollowed them because they kept on talking about politics for like long time. It went both ways, both liberal and.
I'm sure it did.
Both liberal and
of course. Naturally.
But anyway, as soon as I started doing that, I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. It's sick. It's sick.
Yeah.
I posted some pictures.
Yeah, man.
Like I used to post my Instagram feed onto Twitter as well, but since it's a Facebook company, it worked better posting it to Facebook instead of Twitter, because Twitter just had a link to my Instagram post. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily work anymore, especially. But son, what was your experience with Twitter? Even though it's very short.
I mean, I kind of already said it. I've followed some select people over the years just for no particular reason. I don't have any photos on mine. I've used it to sometimes look at random content out of boredom. Yeah, that's honestly, that's it. I wish I had more, but I don't. That's Twitter for me. I use other forms of social media than Twitter. So I recognize its significance in society, for better or worse, but I don't really use it. There you go.
Yeah, I don't use it either. That's probably why you're so nice, because you didn't go into the cesspool that's Twitter. Yeah.
The cesspool.
Yeah, it is a cesspool. It's so negative all the time.
It can be.
Yeah. Oh, yes. But anyway, so here's the big reason why I wanted to do this video.
Yeah.
It's because I wanted to get your inputs on something.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's kind of been a, how do I put this? Kind of like a vacuum that has been kind of erupting because of some events that have happened because of Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's been because of this. So Elon Musk, for some idiotic reason, decided to buy Twitter.
He did, didn't he?
Oh, yes. First, he was like, yeah, I'll buy Twitter and make it better. And then they were like, okay, buy Twitter. We accept your bid. And he was like, no, I don't want to do it. And then the board of Twitter sued him to pay what he said he would pay for Twitter. And after that settlement, he bought Twitter and then he was stuck with it.
That's funny.
Oh, it is because he's an idiot. You know, he decided to do like the first thing he decided to do was, and he's probably, I don't know if he's going to listen to this or not. Probably not. I don't know. Who cares? Elon Musk sucks. I'm going to say it. He's an idiot.
Yes.
I thought he was an idiot before. And he's idiot right now.
Idiot for sure. Yep. He drives a car on the road that you're traveling on, essentially. If you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Slam in the car. This idiot won't.
Yeah.
Remainder of it. See, there you go. There you go. Now you
got
it.
Tesla, which he didn't have.
Tesla.
Which he didn't create. He just bought and assumed responsibility for everything.
That is true.
Elon, idiot. Anyway, so there's been a lot of shakeup going on at Twitter. The first thing he did, the first stupid, idiotic thing he did was fire like 25 to 50% of the entire staff to cut costs, which is stupid because one of the reasons he bought Twitter was to like delete all the inactive and spam accounts and keep the peace on Twitter.
It's like the reverse.
Yeah, if you fire people, they're not going to be able to do that effectively.
No, not really.
A lot of good people were fired, and a lot of good people quit because he was essentially making them do like 21-hour shifts a day, basically.
That's not even legal.
I mean, he was pushing as much as he could. Let's put it that way. As legally as he could.
I see.
And what else did he do? Next he brought back some of the most, despite what you say, despite what anyone says, these people were controversial, and they did paint Twitter in a bad light. So on a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense. Despite what anyone says. But he brought back Donald Trump. He gave him back his account.
Yep, after he put out like a poll or something, didn't he?
He put out a poll saying, "Hey, you want Donald Trump's account reinstated? The public has spoken." And then he reinstated Donald Trump's account. He was going to, which there was some controversies there because because he was going to reinstate him whatever the poll said. So people said he manipulated the poll or whatever. So there's that too. I don't know. Whatever. Andrew Tate, he's back on Twitter. He's, for all those who don't know, Andrew Tate is a very misogynistic person who said that basically spouting out dangerous precedents that women should be subjected to the man and all that and whatever, all that type of stuff. Very controversial, very bad. You know, whatever. Despite when anyone says he was making Twitter look bad, they took accountability for that, but Elon brought him back. He brought back a lot of people that Twitter banned, which is pretty bad. And so what else did he do? Oh yeah, so he started this subscription called Twitter Blue. Now Twitter Blue's been available for free for a good long bit, but Elon decided to make Twitter Blue $7.99 a month, a subscription service now, where you got to pay in order to use certain Twitter things in like Twitter now. which is bizarre.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
Like some very necessary things to use the app. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Also, it was like all the check marks and all that, that's on Twitter Blue now. So you got to pay $7.99 in order to have a blue check mark.
Yep.
And a lot of people abuse this by like being like using an account like Bill Gates paying for Twitter Blue and then saying something stupid. Like, it's not just that. It's like a lot of companies and all that type of stuff too, right?
Yeah.
So Elon shut that down and then reinstated Twitter Blue to have like a whole other thing. A lot of companies have moved away from Twitter, like NPR, a bunch of other companies like that.
Oh, yeah.
Wall Street Journal, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Because Elon dissed them and they had to pay money when other companies didn't have to for their check marks. They were like, okay, if he's gonna spite us like this, bye, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Definite bye.
Because some companies, like the bigger companies, they don't have to pay for Twitter Blue. They don't have to pay for their check mark. Also, legacy check marks are apparently still available to the people who already had their check marks, which is bizarre and weird. Like, why would you even do this, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. This is when people had enough.
Oh.
So, I'm going to really shorten this. But
yes,
Elon then came out with this tweets saying that starting tomorrow, like all people who, so there's like 3 tiers now for Twitter. If you have Twitter Blue, you can scroll for 600 threads. If you are a legacy tweeter or Twitter person, you can scroll through 300 threads or whatever. Or 300 like tweets or whatever on your feed. And if you're a new person without Twitter Blue, you can scroll through 100 tweets. And it doesn't matter if you click on it. If you through it, you're done for a day. 100 tweets a day, which is it is so stupid.
I'm not so sure about that, folks.
Yeah. Even if you have Twitter Blue, you can only scroll 600 tweets a day, which is not good. That is yeah. He put a limit on tweets. You can't do that. You simply can't.
No.
Instagram doesn't do that. Facebook doesn't do that. What else doesn't do that? Reddit doesn't do that. So he's basically destroying Twitter. He is literally destroying Twitter. It's gotten better. Like after the backlash that he had, like a few hours later, he tweeted, "Okay, we'll raise it up a little bit," and then after that, he raised it up again. Now it's up to like, I don't know, Twitter Blue, you get like 2,000 or something, or like 10,000 tweets. If you're a legacy person, it's like 6,000, and if you're another regular person just coming into Twitter, it's like 2K or something. I don't know. It's bizarre, whatever. But it's just idiotically stupid, and people have had enough of this. So they decided. So they decided to go off to do like alternative Twitters, right?
I see.
And there's been 2 that have come on the scene to really challenge Twitter. One of them is Blue Sky, which is basically Twitter in beta form, which you got to be accepted. You have to be accepted in order to like be involved in it because it's so new, and I haven't gotten it yet, so I have no idea what the whole thing that's about.
I couldn't tell you either. Huh.
But then there's the second option, which is more popular, but it's been kind of dead-ish now.
Yeah.
Which is called Threads, and it's powered through Facebook. And you can actually connect it through your Instagram account. And it is literally, I mean, it's literally Twitter, but without all the restrictions that Elon's putting on it now, right?
Yeah.
A lot of companies are moving over there, like I know that McDonald's moved over there.
Okay.
He's moved over there.
Yeah.
Which is surprising and all that. It's kind of interesting. But here's the thing, though. Mark Zuckerberg has been considered by many to be evil. Like he's the evil guy who's taking your information and selling it, basically. It's the whole meme about that. It's well known in the industry. And he's considered a good person compared to Elon Musk.
That's so ironic, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the situation we're in these days. That's why I wanted to talk about this, because I wanted to voice my opinion on it.
I had a 200% feeling that was the main point of it after you started talking about it. But well shared nonetheless.
I mean, I experienced Threads. Threads is actually pretty decent.
Sounds like it, yeah.
It's got some work to do because they literally like just threw it out there. But for what it is, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It still needs improvements, but
I'm sure.
It's basically Twitter, but without hashtags. There's no hashtags in there. And if you delete your Threads page, apparently it deletes your Instagram page as well. So if you create a Threads page, don't delete it. Otherwise, your Instagram page will also be deleted. You see, little bugs like that needs to be helped. But anyway.
Huh.
But yeah, Sun, after that long-ish kind of dramatic stuff happening, since you're more of the technological person, what is your thoughts as it pertains to this news?
Well, I think Elon did some very I don't even know if idiotic's the word, just bizarre changes that don't make sense.
Stupid business decisions. I don't even.
I mean, I don't even know if it would be. I don't even see how he would profit from it. I mean, I guess maybe in the short term with the paying for the blue check mark and the higher scrolling limit, but in the long run, I feel like that's gonna make you lose a lot of your clientele base, and I don't know if that's the move. You gotta remember that. I mean, even though Twitter maybe has never always been the number one social media outlet, period, it's always had a pretty solid holding of the market. It's
solid customer fan base. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people love Twitter and use it all the time, and some do more than others. And point being, they did that, I'd say, just fine for several years. And it's one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of things. And maybe he tried to fix it and then broke it instead.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter was broken, but it wasn't as broken as it is now.
Exactly. Like, go on, kiddo, take it.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, if it keeps on going down this route, which I don't even know, because even though Elon still owns Twitter, he's bringing on a new CEO, I think, to take over the reins, so he's not directly involved.
Okay.
But still, he
might
has
be
the
good.
final say. He still has the final say.
Yeah.
So it still could be a toss-up whether Twitter's dead or not.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
Another reason why I wanted to do this is because we're living through history right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I try to be brief on this, but
Oh no.
no, I will be brief on this. But it's not just Twitter. It's like every company ever, because of the pandemic, is kind of going through stuff like this, where Disney, Warner Bros., like all these movie companies, all these streaming companies, everything is just, they're losing money. They're looking for more money because they lost a lot of money due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they're struggling, and
Some more than
they're
others,
looking
for
for
sure.
every little penny to squeeze out in order to get their trust funds back. Everyone and everything. And that's why everybody and everything is just up in an uproar now. And we're living through history right now. This is just one segment of the huge implication of history that we're living in right now. But you were saying there, son.
I was just, saying some companies are hurt more than others by what you're referring to. So,
yes, indeed.
but everyone's felt it to some extent, including, I don't know the extent, but the company I work for, I think, since we do a lot of field service work, I think that probably slowed down a lot from what I've been told during that, especially like the core days of the pandemic, aka my final college days. I've been told that it slowed down a good bit. So, yeah, a lot of people were affected.
Yeah.
But still, the whole Elon Twitter. It's something. It's something else. Tell you what.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are affected by the pandemic, yes, but we're feeling it a lot more through the CEOs that are trying to squeeze every dollar, every penny out of literally anything that they can do to get the company back online. And it's very sad. It's very disheartening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about, if you can cut costs and do it in a way that's beneficial, more power to you. That's the goal. But, you got to really think about, is this always worth the compromise? It isn't always the case.
Yes, indeed. But all right, guys. Well, that's it for this episode of D Podcast. It's not kind of a media memory, kind of not. Kind of a something that we'll look back on and make it kind of a media memory.
It will,
memory. But anyway, though, guys, what do you think of Twitter? Do you think it's going to die soon? What do you think of Threads? Do you think Threads will succeed? I know it's kind of been slowing down in the past couple of weeks, but anyway, what do you guys think? Comment, let us know, subscribe, ring that bell. More content coming your way.
Yes.
Son, you got anything to say?
Yeah, if you're gonna join Threads, don't delete it, apparently. And if you can somehow find my Twitter username, send me a message, because I don't know if anyone actually could. That's the joke. So hey, good luck. That's all we got for Twitter. Love it or hate it. The bird is still blue.
No spamming skits.
Please don't. Yeah. I mean, not that I see it anyway, but yeah.
Don't spam skits. Anyway, though, guys, I'm Slam and this is Skits. We'll catch you guys on the flippity flop.
Floppity flip.